Well, hey guys, and welcome to Computer Assembly. That's one of my old PCs, and on some reason it stopped working. The picture it's just blank, so I thought I'm gonna take it apart, put another old motherboard in there, old new motherboard. That's DDR3 RAM, and this one is DDR2, believe it or not. But it's good for a media PC. It works absolutely perfectly fine. I even had this in here. That's a GTX 680 Direct CU2 top, which is one of the best coolers I've ever seen. It literally is really good. This card was in my SLI, and it was a top card, so the bottom card was like breathing the hot air into it, and it was still around 55 degrees Celsius, so it's really freaking good cooler. And the reason for that, they see these copper heat pipes, these kind of things. They are like flattened from here where it touches the GPU, sorry. And it's like flattened, you can see one of them. And it touches directly the GPU, and that's why it cools so well. It's also 3-slot card, which is rather unique. They are usually 2 slots or like 2.5, but well, I'm gonna be using this anyway because why not? Right, so it barely fits in the case. I have to like wiggle it in, but that's gonna come later. Right now I had a DDR2 RAM in here. I'm going to put DDR3. It's nothing special. I just thought I'm gonna show it because a lot of people are always asking how do you build these things, how do you put them together. I think I have another GTX 680 somewhere hiding in here. Let's see. That's a mess in here. I'm just opening it up. No, it's stuck. I'm not sure. That's not a 680, is it? No, it's not. What is this then? Oh, okay. These are my old 550 Ti's. Oh my God, guys! Look at that. That's a 550 Ti. It's so cute, little card. I think there's wait, there are 3 cards in here. What's all this about then? What is this then? I'm just checking them. I have no idea what the hell that is, but that's ridiculous. You see some of the history. It even has HDMI. Oh my God. And the VGA. It's kind of funny looking at this. This is actually a decent cooler because it's so open. There is no plastic around it, but well, it doesn't cool well because of the material. I think it's aluminium. And this must be another 550 Ti, I believe. Yes, it is. I even broke one of the fins in here, which I fixed. I put like some of the glue in there and then put that tape around it, and it works. See, my super fix things. Yeah, I could put SLI into that PC, but what is the point? Because the power of these two is still less than a single 680, so no point, really no point. But I remember running Crysis 3 with these 2 cards, and I was getting a decent frame rate, so yeah, old times, old times. Right, so let's see what else do we have in here. That's the original box of the 680 I just showed you, and here we have 980, the best 980 I believe, or one of the best 980s. That was really freaking expensive card, by the way. I'm using a 1080 right now, so right, and 1080 is gonna be old news too because 1080 Ti is coming out soon. Right, so let's see what do I have in here. I'm just looking through some old hardware just for the sake of it. Asus, right, and all this packaging. Oh yeah, that's the Phantom. That's the wrong box in here, but that's another 680. That's the Phantom 680. That's a little bit smaller. I might actually use this because the other one is a little bit too big, but again, I don't know. Alright, so I guess you can see it clearly what I'm doing. So I do need the CPU cooler, I believe. That's the best CPU cooler I have in here, so I need to take this off. I mean, obviously not the best, but the best one I have free right now. That's what I mean. I have liquid cooling in my main PC and another big one in the secondary one. Is that loose? No, it's not. And another problem I had is the fan on the power supply is kind of stuck, so this needs a little bit care, and I'll show you how to do these things because a lot of people don't know. So basically this is how to replace parts and how to fix a PC. That's stupid. No, don't do that. Don't do that. That was wrong right now. There's also a fan, front fan. It's heavily modified case. It's stuck in something, right? I have a fan in the front, self-made fan, and that's the power for it. So I'm just trying to put it on the side. There we go. Right, the first thing you want to do is disconnect all the power cables so you don't have... What the heck is this then? Okay, there's another fan in here somewhere between the front end, so... yeah, disconnect all the cables so you don't have any cable mess in here. That's IDE, holy crap. Yes, the other motherboard does have an IDE. The reason for that is because these are old hard drives, and I don't really need room on this because I have like external hard drives and stuff. These just run the operating system, so there's no point changing them. They work perfectly fine. Right, so first you wanna disconnect all that, including this. Probably can't see through my hand, but that's okay. Just disconnect all the power cables, right? I think that's all of them. Right, out, 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 out. Right, that's the power supply. This is some crappy old one. No, it's not crappy old one. That's the OCZ, guys. Core Extreme. That's yeah, but this fan, see, it's like stuck, so I need to open this up. And that's why you don't wanna buy like kind of, you know, cheap power supplies. Let's see what it's given here. Max load to 25 amperes and 12 volts. So 25 by 12, that's roughly about 280 something watts, I think. 278, I think. Who cares? I'm not that good with math, and I don't really care because on a PC I can just push a calculator button and do the math for me. So you don't need to know that, right? These fans, I'm gonna oil them, I think. They're actually quite good, but I'll take them out anyway, I think. So why not? You need actually the special machine oil for it. I can put a link in the description so you'll see what I'm doing. The first thing, just take everything apart, then fix it, then put it back together, and it should run nice and wild. Right, so these can... Oh man, I taped the damn thing. Should just cut it, but yeah. This is my cable management. I tape the wires, so... Right, these are easily oilable fans. So you have these two things. I'll do it later, and they're a little bit dusty, so they need a little bit cleaning. Just put them aside. Right, I need the CPU cooler. I need the CPU... no, I don't need the CPU. I just need the cooler of this thing. I don't even know if I have thermal paste in here. I have 3 of these. That's Arctic Silver, this is Liquid Ultra, and that's IC Diamond. But I don't know if there's enough. See, they're almost empty. Like this one is almost empty. I hope I can scrape a little bit out of it. Otherwise I'm gonna be in a bunch of trouble. Right, the hard drives, I'm not touching them. They're gonna stay right where they are. So how does this thing come off? Let's see. This latch in there. Hatch, latch, latch. What the hell? What I'm saying? I'm not entirely sure how this is supposed to come off. Okay, it just sits in there, but okay, there we go. That's loose. And if you take it off, the thermal paste is gonna be like a glue, so you don't want to rip it off. I mean, in Intel it doesn't matter, but this is AMD board, and on AMD there is nothing holding the CPU. So if you pull it out, it's gonna pull the CPU out, and that might, you know, damage it. So put a little bit pressure on it and then wiggle it like this a little bit, see? And once it's loose, then take the pressure away and then just lift it up, see? Easy as that. And that wasn't the perfect thermal paste, but this is a good cooler because this is again copper. This is how you should select a cooler. Well, obviously this is not a good one because it's small, but see this copper plate in here? This is what you want. You want the copper making direct contact with the CPU surface, and this is what makes a good cooler. If it will be bigger, then it will be perfect. So just remember that. All these other aluminium is very bad. That's really cheap stuff. Then there is some kind of nickel cadmium thing. I don't know what they use in there, but copper is the best ever. With a motherboard you have to be really careful, these screws, that you don't scratch the motherboard while you undo the screws. One false movement and you can ruin your entire motherboard. So right, I think that's all the screws. So there we go, let go of it, see? And you shouldn't grab the motherboard like I just did from underneath. I need this plate, I believe. Oh no, I don't need it. I don't know, I might need this bracket. Yeah, I do need this bracket, so I need to take this off, this thing, so that was another mistake. I should have taken it off, because other motherboard doesn't have it. That's the AM3 bracket thing. So put the motherboard in here. Again, some people would say, oh my god, don't put it on the carpet, but I don't care. Damn. See, that's bad. I might break my motherboard, but I mean, I don't really care. This is like, if you're doing this on an expensive PC, then this is not what you want to do. The screw head is a little bit messed up, so let's try this one. Right, I got it open. So what I did, I just put pressure, a lot of pressure. Look at my hand, see? I put a lot of pressure on that plate and then just pushed it and opened it. But this is not how you should do it, guys. You should not do that. I mean, you shouldn't do it like this. You should put it in the, leave it in the PC case and then undo these and, then take the motherboard off. But like I said, this is an old PC, so I don't really care. I got it open and there we go. Now the motherboard is out. And CPU I'm gonna leave right in there because I don't need to replace it. I'm not gonna even clean it. This is gonna be I don't know, I might do another build, like some old build with it, but right now I'm gonna be taking that motherboard out from here. There we go. Da-da-da-da. And this one can rest in there. I'll put this under it actually. See how small it is compared to this one. Right, so before we go on, I think I cleaned this CPU, but I'm gonna do it again right now when it's open like this. So I have two of these. This one is a purifier, so that's what I need. I have some old cloth in here. So let's put just a little bit of that, just one drop. And you don't want to get this anywhere on your components because that will conduct electricity and that's gonna do a kaboom. Not really kaboom, but I think it's clean, guys. Right, so that's clean. This motherboard is a little bit dusty. As you can see, there's like dust on it. So for that, we have this thing. That's an electric cleaner thing. I did a review on it if you want to check it out. And we'll just do woo-woo with it. Right, that's how you clean the motherboard. Looks pretty clean to me. Right, dust is gone. This is really good thing to have. So don't forget to put this bracket in here before we go on. I don't have to like tighten it right now, but I just want to put it in place because it's gonna be nightmare once the motherboard is in place. I don't even honestly remember if the motherboards come with AM3 bracket. They usually do, I think. but one of them broke, and then I had to like take it off from an old one and like this, and I don't even remember why I have them like open like this. Yeah, motherboards definitely they have the CPU bracket already in there, so right. Let's bring back the PC case, the chassis, the case, whatever you wanna call it. And the thing is, these wires, they have to get out of the way a little bit. You see these things in here, these screw things, they have to match these, so let's see how this goes. Oh yeah, see, one more thing I just forgot is the back panel. You need to replace this because the other motherboard takes this one, see? Oh, I completely forgot, guys. This has a 7.1 surround sound. That's amazing. So it goes like this. Oh, it's getting stuck in my pants. Right, let's put this in here. It's there's something on it. What is that? Probably a piece of my pants. Actually not, it was carpet. Right. This just clicks in the back panel. So these screw things, let's see how it goes. Freaking wires, get off my way. Right, let's see. Wait, what the heck is this then? Okay, it sits right in here. It actually takes the same things, I think. No, it doesn't. See, two of them have to go all the way down. See, it's these kind of things where the screws go. These are adjustable, you just undo them. They should be finger tight because there is no point tightening them more. Once you put the screws in, then the screw tightens them automatically. It goes the same way, so that's all you need. I actually need two more for this motherboard, but it's not that important, so I'm not worried about that. Just two in the middle and two at the bottom, and that's all I need. That's all I care about. Let's put it in place. This heatsink is a little bit loose too. I don't know what's going on, but okay. Yep, that's perfect. And you want to slide it a little bit in so it sits in the back panel and all. But okay, let's put this together. And again, be careful not to scratch your motherboard. Not with the screws, not with a, not with a screwdriver. And sometimes also the motherboard slides a little bit, so you don't want to like tighten the screws instantly. I know what I'm doing, so I'm tightening them anyway. But sometimes if you start from like one corner or something, then the other corner like slides a little bit, and if you have the screw really tight, then you can't move the motherboard and you have to undo it. So to prevent that, either line up all the holes perfectly before you tighten them, or just leave them, a little bit loose, put all the screws in, and then you put the motherboard in the right place, and then you tighten all the screws. I hope this makes sense. So what we wanna do now is clean this thing, the thermal paste. So we might use thermal paste remover, but don't really need this. I have this kind of padding in here, and you just rub it off and it should just come off, see? You don't really need the remover, it's like a little bit overkill, but sometimes you do, so I wanna do circles with it a little bit. Smooth as silk, see? And just to make sure it's really clean, I mean, this is not a performance PC, but I'm doing it anyway. Just put one drop of the purifier on it and just do this. Just to make sure it's clean, right? It's clean. Looks clean. And before I go on, I'll also do this. It was pretty clean, but still, so. Now we need that thermal paste. I'm gonna put Arctic Silver, because this is really not a performance thing. I don't know how much I have. that was way more than enough. I did have some Arctic Silver. So I think that's quite enough. You should put it right in the middle, but I'm gonna actually spread it a little bit with a screwdriver. You're not supposed to, but from my experience I always have the thermal paste like going, you know, it doesn't spread on the edges, and this is why I'm doing that right now. Some people say you shouldn't do this, but my experience is different when I'm applying the thermal compound, so I put it a little bit on the edges. That's how I do it, okay? If you don't like it, then you don't like it, but you saw the before how I put it, the thermal compound, it was like covering only maybe like 4/5 of the thing, but you wanna, you know, cover all of it. So anyway, now I need to check where this goes. That's the CPU cooler. It goes in here, right next to the RAM in there. So you wanna angle it so it's like in the, you know, right place. I can't put it like this, so it has to go like that. This has like this kind of mechanism in here. Always before you put the CPU cooler on, make sure you know what you're doing, like how the bracket goes. Don't just slap it on, because once the thermal compound is in there and you put the cooler on top and then you pull it off, then you need to put new thermal compound. So this one goes in there. Yeah, actually that's the wrong one. The other one has to go in there. Just trying to hold it with hand. Right, this is in place. There we go. And what you want to do is like wiggle it just a little bit, you know, like the thermal compound, and then we flip this thing, and that's gonna tighten it. There we go. CPU cooler, check. Right. The CPU cooler wire goes, I'll just shorten it by doing like a circle around it. What is that? Oh, but you just plug in and stop whirling around. There we go. So we have upgrade from DDR2 to DDR3. DDR3 already jumping in there. Too early. How do you unbox this crap? Right, DDR3. Don't do that if that's your, you know, primary RAM. You're not supposed to, but okay. That's reboxing, unboxing and reboxing. Right. This is actually, the RAM doesn't sit in here because that was for the Corsair RAM, another old RAM I have, but right, anyway, who cares. This is also Corsair actually. That's also Corsair, but not for this one. Like I said, who cares, whatever. I like these RAM slots a lot more than the new ones, so-called modern ones. I absolutely hate those modern ones, because this kind of RAM, it has these things on the both sides, but the so-called modern RAM has only one side. The other side is like always like this, and then you have to put it like under an angle and then like push it in there. I absolutely hate it. I have so many problems with those. The RAM wasn't like slotting in properly, then I have to undo it, and it was just nightmare. See, this is really easy. You just push it from both sides, clicks in, done. Easy as that. But the so-called modern RAM, you have to angle it like this and it never clicks in. It just doesn't. This one is so easy. See, clicked, and just in case you might want to like try it, but that's fine. It absolutely clicks in. So we have one IDE cable in here, but before that there is something more important. It's the PC case wires, which is the absolute nightmare. I absolutely hate doing that. I'll just try to get this IDE cable out of the way first. Your new PC is not gonna have IDEs, but this one does. And the drive works, so why would I bother replacing it? I just don't bother with it, right? The case wires are the most confusing ones. See, all of these, they do tell you what it is, like on them. I don't know if you can see from that distance. This says power SW, which is power switch. Other one is reset switch. All of these, air left, air right. What the heck? And these are USBs. That should explain itself. And this is why you always need the motherboard manual, because this always has the connector layout. So let's check. And this is what we want. So you have to make sure that it's the right way around. It explains itself. You just have to check the writings on the cable. It's common sense, guys. If you don't connect them properly, your front USBs front USBs, they are not gonna work. So make sure you connect them right. And this is what you need. That's the system panel header. That's the power switch, reset switch. So you need to connect these properly. Yeah, some of them don't have it on the cable. It just says it's a reset switch, but it doesn't say which way it goes. Right, so I think I got the cables right. So if your power switch or reset doesn't work, then you know you didn't get them right. So far I never made the mistake, but well, there can always be the first time. Can, but I hope there won't be. Right, so what I want to do now is open this thing up, the power supply, and fix it, because like I said, the fan is not spinning properly. So I don't think you ever seen a power supply being opened up, because most people, they just throw the stuff away and then they're like, yeah, whatever. But not me. I'm gonna open this up. OC said power supplies are decent, actually. I don't know how old they are. I don't know why I'm doing the fan right now. I'm opening completely the wrong thing. I need to open it from the side. Are you kidding me? Yeah, warranty sticker. I don't really care. It's an old power supply. The thing is that a lot of people will just send it back, but I mean, what is the point of sending it back if you can just open it and fix it yourself? There's just no point. They just make so crap power supplies, like in general, I mean. Fan is the one thing I would always make it like accessible. For fuck's sake. This thing is not opening up at all. This one works. It's the cross screwdriver, but this one sometimes works better, so... Done this millions of times, so it's okay. Right, let's see how this opens then. I should have undone the fan first. That's the mistake I already did. Ta-da! That's how you open a power supply, guys. What is wrong with this fan then? It's not that bad. Why isn't it working then? Right, so what you want to do on this fan is peel off this sticker first. I hope this fan is oilable. Some of them are like blocked off. I don't know why they're doing this, but I hope this one is not. I don't have fingernails for this. Should be easier for girls to do, but I can do it still. Oh, it's even red. How original. Right, this thing you usually can't get with a fingernail, so you have to just take a screwdriver. It's rubber, so you can just do that. And it's completely dry. No wonder it doesn't work. And you don't want to get any dust in there. That's very delicate. So you need this kind of thing, 3-in-1 lubricates, cleans, blah blah blah. Just look it up on eBay or Amazon or something. It's really useful stuff. You need about 3 drops in here, so let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't want to put too much, otherwise it just squirts out of there. Do this with a fan, then move with the fan like this, like up and down. It moves a little bit, then spin it a little bit, spin it the other way, spin it again, spin it. And if the oil level doesn't go down, then take this rubber thing, put it back on. See, it doesn't go properly because I put a little bit too much oil. 3 drops would have been enough, but see, it's already coming out from there, but that's okay. Just wipe it off a little bit, put the sticker back on. Not that you need it, but it's gonna hold the... Yeah, it's not, because I made a mess in there. There's oil all over it now, but that's okay. What the hell is all this? Right, so I want to clean the fan a little bit with this thing. Just wipe the dust off a little bit. I still don't know why the fan wasn't like spinning properly. I mean, it was clearly getting enough power, so I don't know what all this stuff is in here. Is there silicone and all that shit on it? Right, anyway, so that's fine. The thing is, I don't know how I'm gonna get this fan back in here, because this thing, it's just which way does it go? I don't even know which way it goes. I think the fan needs to be more like in there, so it's gonna go like this. Yeah, it goes the other way, because see these two holes in here, they are like lower on this side and higher on the other side, so it goes this way. But again, I can put the fan in here already. Always put it diagonally, so the holes line up perfectly. What is it now? There's some plastic side on it, so you definitely want to like make sure that it goes in the right place. There we go. Wasn't so hard, was it? This screw is nasty. This doesn't want to go in there at all. There we go. Right. And we put these two back on. And the fan is back on and it's working. See, now it actually turns when you blow on it. Not much, but it does. So it definitely made it better. Right. So this can go away. And we put the power supply back in. Well, I'm gonna just put two right now because I don't know where the rest are. Just make sure you put them cross again. I don't even see this thing. Where's that? The holes in this power supply, they just don't line up. I don't know what's going on. Maybe that's why I only had one screw. It's like weird. Okay, actually, they do now. I don't know what was wrong. Or they don't. Okay, yeah, they do, but it's like not perfect. Anyway, I got it. This one you want to tighten it so it's not gonna slide around. There we go, it's done. And then we have these two fans, which I want to clean and also put some oil in there maybe. They actually work pretty well if you like see, but this one is a little bit less than this one, see. Right, so I connected these things up in here, that's all fine. And then, I don't know what the heck this is. I think that's the LEDs, but I don't know where to connect this thing. What is this thing? That's the front fan, this needs power. Yeah, I see one of the connectors in here, so this one is also done. I had another front fan, which is this one. I don't know where I'm gonna put this one. Maybe in here. Yep, that's where I'm gonna put this one, see. This takes the power from there, so yeah, it's complicated, but now let's connect all this mess. There's really a mess in here, right? First things first is the CPU power. What is all this? That's the PCIe, it usually tells you. All the power supplies should tell you. That's the CPU, yes. This can only go one way, so there's no... They don't have the clip in here, so I have to just hold them with hand. And also, see, these things, whatever, it can only go one way, so... Right, that's connected. Just hide the cable a little bit. And also pay attention to which way you put the fans. These not usually, the behind fans, they also have to blow the air out. And this one has to blow the air in, the power supply. This one also in. And if you have like a different cooler, then obviously air has to go like this or like this. So you have to, like, you know, use your brain a little bit to know which way they go. Some people put the fans like wrong way and then they're like wondering why their stuff is overheating. Right, let's put this. This can go out of the way. It's in the same place as the other. Oh crap! Now that's God damn it! This one has it the other way around. I don't know why. This is a stupid thing. And also don't break your motherboard when you click that in. And make sure it's all the way in. What I'm doing is I put the fingers under the motherboard as much as I can and then just press on it, so otherwise you're gonna just end up breaking something. Right, and the cables, you wanna also notch them a little bit so it's not under tension. But that's pretty good, I'd have to say. I still don't know what to do with this, I'll just leave it on the side right now. Let's put it somewhere under there. This fan is connected, all the fans are connected. Now we need the hard drive power. I got a lot of these things, the SATA powers, but oh, okay, there we go. That's the thing. See, that's the power thing for the one I was looking for. This is the power connector I'm looking for. Actually, no, this front fan, that's not gonna go in there. This is gonna sit in here. See, I have some adapters in here, like this one and this one, so that's where it takes the power from. Right, I forgot that. That's why I forgot it. Okay, so this goes into the drive. There we go. What's all this then? That's the SATA power. I only need one of them, so the other one can actually sit right in there. I'll just hide it. Little cable management. Right, and this one, now that's, I don't know what the heck this is. See, that's perfect. Oh crap, that's not perfect, because this one doesn't go in there. This drive has both, it has the SATA and IDE power, so I'm gonna put it's gonna definitely, where should it go in? Damn. Right, so that's definitely gonna take it from the SATA power thing. And this one in here, I also have to put it all under that. See, that's nice and smooth. Yeah, this hard drive in here has only the Molex, not I said, did I say ID? That's not ID, that's Molex. Okay, whatever. Who cares? That's for the floppy, yeah, right? Like anyone's gonna use that crap. Then we connect this up. That's the power for the front fan. That's the power for the LEDs. Wait, what? What is this? I just have to test it because I don't wanna like connect it up in here. I don't know what the heck that is, but well. This cable has to go also under, all the way under, and come up here. See? Little bit of cable management. The graphics card is gonna be like huge in here, so I don't know where I'm gonna put all that stuff. Okay, right. That's the thing. What I need to connect now is the graphics card. Ta-da! Right. All this has to go out of the way, I believe, including the hard drive, the cables. Actually, I will disconnect this one, because that's a little bit on my way. See, it's not nice clean slot in here, so let's put this in. Hopefully it's gonna fit. Can't see where it's going. Son of a bitch. It's stuck. Okay, now it's not. There we go. There's also the hatch thing. It's always different for the things. Oh, the GG. I just used the screw for the graphics card screw in there, but that's okay. I have more. Right, so let's find the screw. I think it's this one. Yes, that one. And you don't want to drop these on your PC, because then you have to start all over. Right, let's put one of them in there. This graphics card is really loose in here. Is it even in place? I think it is, but it's just really loosely. There we go. One screw should be enough, but I'll put two because it's such a massive card. Right. And there's another trick. Let me first see. Yeah, that's not gonna work. See, the hard drive is so close to it. See, that's huge guard. But my trick is just take a piece of wire, like any wire, and well, I have to take a longer one, but basically what you do is, I guess you're already guessing, and put that wire somewhere from the graphics card to the top of the case, like so. Yeah, that should be enough actually. See, there's a really good place in here. That's where I'm gonna attach it to. And make sure it doesn't make contact with anything else. You can put anything. You can put anything that is like solid. I prefer wire because it doesn't stretch. And you put it up in here. Don't put it like under, you know, if you hold the PC on the side and just pull it up maybe a little bit, you know. Don't put too much pressure on it. But just make sure that it's solid, this thing. That it doesn't, you know, fall down or anything. And simply because the card is so heavy from the front end that it's gonna just break your, you know, socket. But that's just me. It's probably not gonna break it, but it's just a good thing to do, you know. And then we have the hard drive power again, which is this one, the messy one in here. I don't know what to do with this, where I'm gonna put this. How I'm gonna put this, it's like, I'm gonna just try to connect it. I don't know why they even make the floppy power things. I mean, that's ridiculous. Even the power supplies that are coming out nowadays, they still have the floppy power. Like, seriously? Who is gonna use the floppy? Like, what the hell? No one is gonna use that, so just stop making it. Right, that's actually pretty good cable management, I have to say, see? Then we have the PCIe, the graphics card power. Where do we put this? Could actually also slide out under it. A little bit better, like this. And just connect it up. It can also go only one way. This is a 6+8 one, so let's put this together. Make sure not to break your graphics card. Again, I'm trying to hold the port a little bit to ta-da, put it in there, right. Okay, actually I can, I think, do that. Let's see. Not sure if it's long enough, but I think it's can actually reach. I should have put this in place before the graphics card, but that's okay. Right, so yeah, that's gonna fit perfectly, I believe. Maybe not perfectly, but it will fit. Right, I think I got everything. So what I want to do is I want to clean this front fan. Then you also see how I put this in here. It's kind of like DIY stuff, so not kind of, it is. But I prefer this better than the like default ones. I actually disconnected it again. See, that's the front fan. And that's my self-made dust filter, so I'm gonna just do this thing with it. Alright, that should do it. Test it. Yeah, that's fine, it doesn't need oil. I can't really clean this dust filter, that's the problem with it. See, it's like coming through and stuff, but it's okay. I mean, come on, that's awesome. Except this part in here, but whatever, I don't care. So I could put it on the outside, but I just like this coastal look on it, so let's put it back in there now that it's clean. Right, it just attaches to here. It doesn't attach anywhere, it just slides in there. Right, there we go. And then we have this thing to cover the top. And that's it. Right. I think that's all there is. I don't kind of like this. Let's see if I can do something about this cable. Maybe where is it going? Maybe flip it through from here. Not that I'm gonna put anything in there. That always works. Look at that. That's a lot better. Right. And this can also sit on the side in here, so that's not like in the way at all. And it's all taped up from the side, so this can't also short anything out in there. I mean, it still can. Before I finish this up, I'm gonna tape this thing, I think. I'm not sure if this thing still needs power, whatever the heck this is. I still don't know what this is. I'm pretty sure it's the LEDs in the front panel, but I'm not entirely sure. It should be the power LED, I don't know. And of course I have the side panel, which goes on like this. I'm not putting it on right now. Right, so I think I'm ready to connect all this up. I'll just see if you can see all the monitors and stuff. That's just a test monitor. Right, I have this adapter thing in here. Graphics card is lit on. Alright, let's hit the power button and see what happens. Ta-da! Yep, that was the power LEDs, this thing in here. Wait, the monitor's not on. Let's see if it... No signal. Really? Seriously? Well, it works. The problem was that the cable that I used, it was not, working. So I don't know, this crappy old monitor didn't work. So there it is. It's running. The LEDs, it works. See the blue ones like I showed you. And that was this connector. I connected this up in here. I had to break this off. The thing that was, you can't connect it the wrong way. But, well... I don't have a connector like this on the motherboard, so that's why I had to do this. Just for the LEDs, it's just awesome. I even took out the other graphics card again just to test if the graphics card is faulty, but it was the cable all along, so I don't know what the heck was wrong with it, but that's how it looks like, guys. It works. Makes a little bit noise, but that's okay. So this is now a quad core, from 12 core to quad core, from DDR2 to DDR3. Graphics card, they still leave the same. You can actually play games with it. I mean, it's decent. It's actually, it keeps blinking. Something keeps blinking. It's actually better than, like, the low budget thing, but, well, it works. It works, guys. So what can I say? See all the fans, everything. One of the fans is in here. I don't know if you can see it. See, it's like this one in here. That's why you didn't see before. And it blows air in. It takes it from down here and goes out from here, so it like feeds the graphics card the air, so it's gonna run really cool. Especially this GPU is really cool, like I explained this. But other than that, well, I don't know. That's how it is. I'm gonna slap the case on it, and I mean the case cover. Then I'm gonna put the PC, I think, next to my primary PC in there, like in the corner in here, and then it's gonna be there. I already have keyboard and mouse set up. I currently use this as my media PC, but then it's gonna be like a nice setup. And the next time I can show you the full setup if you want, so I'm not even going on that side at the moment, just to keep you waiting. That's how you fix an old PC, and I will see you next time.